Hello everyone, I am Harsh. In the previous video, we covered output caching. In today's video, we will focus on response caching in ASP.NET Core Web API. I will explain how to implement response caching in Web APIs using simple and practical examples. Let's get started. First, let's understand what is response caching. Response caching reduces the number of requests a client makes to a web server. Response caching also reduces the amount of work the web server performs to generate a response. Response caching is set in the header. It is typically not beneficial for the UI app because browsers generally set request headers that prevent caching. Output caching is beneficial for the UI app. With output caching configuration, decide what should be cached independently on HTTP headers. Now let's see how to implement the response caching. To implement the response caching, we have to first add the service for the response caching. So here we can add builder.services.add response caching. And then we have to use the middleware. We will use the middleware like app.use response caching. Calling these two methods does not start caching behavior. It makes caching available to make the app cache responses. Caching must be configured. So now let's see how to use the response cache. Let's go to the controller, and this time I will create one more get API here, where I will use the attribute response cache, and here we will set the expiration time like duration. Here we have the property duration where we can set the expiration time. Here I will say get response all, and here I will add response to the endpoint. So now let's rerun the application and see. I will add the breakpoint here, and I will refresh this page, and I will call this API. I will click on test request and then click on send. It hit the breakpoint of this get response all. Let's continue, and again I will click on send. It will not call that API this time because it returned the response from the cache. So after the 30 seconds, if we call this API again, then it will again call the database. Let's wait for some time and then click on send. You can see this time it hit this breakpoint and now it will hit the database. So this is how we can set the expiration time in the response cache. For now I will make it 10, and here we can set some property like vary by header. If we set vary by header as user agent, this is nothing but a identity rule. It says only use the cache if the user is using the exact same browser or device. Like if you call the API using Chrome, then call the same API from the other browser like Edge, then their user agent will be different, so it will not return the data from the cache. Now let's see, I will add that property. Here I will say vary by header, and one thing before that, we can see here in the header, we can see the cache control is set to public and max age is 30, because here we had the 30 second. That's why it is showing max age as 30. So it will add to the header as cache control with the public and the max age equal to 30. Now let's add this header, and here I will say vary by header, and then here I will set value as user agent. Now let's rerun the application and let's refresh this page. Click on test request, click on send. It will hit the breakpoint first time. Let's continue and let's see the header. We can see here the vary is set to user agent. So now if we call it again, because I have set the duration to 10, that's why it again call it. Let's increase the duration. I will set to 60 seconds, and then we will see in multiple browser. Let's refresh this page. Click on test request, click on send. This time it hit the breakpoint. Let's continue it and go to the response header, and here we can see the user agent as vary. So now I want to call the same API from the Chrome. Let's refresh this page and let's call this API. Click on send. Again it hit the breakpoint because both are the different browser, that's why it is calling the API again. And if we go to this and click on send, you can see we are getting from the cache because it did not hit this breakpoint. This is how this vary by header property works. If you don't want to store data into the cache, you want always fetch the fresh version from the server, then we will use the location and no store property in the response case. How we can do? Here we can set the location, and then here we will say response case location dot and then no store equal to true. So if we run again, then it will always hit the database. Let's rerun and see. Let's refresh this page. Click on test request, click on send. It hit the breakpoint. Again, if we click on send, then again it will hit the breakpoint because we are not storing to the cache. And we can see the header cache control is set to no store no cache, and that max age is removed from here. And also you see pragma is set to no cache. As we used vary by header, so it is set to user agent. This is how we can not store the response in the cache using the response cache attribute properties. I hope you learn how to use the response cache and how to set the property like vary by header, so that if we call from different browser, then it will not take the same cache. You understand how to set the expiration time and how to not store the cache response cache using the no store property of response cache attribute. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, let's subscribe this channel and share this video with your friends.